a beautiful and marvelous hump day. We've got spring training baseball. It is the Chicago White Sox against the Cincinnati Reds.
And we're set to go, Kurt.
We are with Scott Schebler swinging and missing. Left-handed batter, 255 last year for the Reds. He's got good power with 17 homers, 49 runs batted in. Sox here in the top of the first inning will employ their shift with 3 on the right side. The outfield pretty much straight away, but 3 infielders right side as Schebler takes inside. Rich, what are your thoughts on the shift? Many people have said recently, let's ban that thing. Let's get rid of it. What are your thoughts?
I think they're going to keep it. I don't think they're going to ban it. It's okay with me. It doesn't really bother me. It happened a long time ago with Ted Williams, so it's not exactly new to baseball. Lou Boudreau, I think, instituted that thing.
Schebler with a swing and a miss.
So I have no objection to it. If you find me on most sides, Kurt will be on the traditional side of baseball. I'm not a very progressive guy in terms of changes, but you look at the defensive alignment out there, it looks fine to me.
One on the left side, that's Moncada. The pitch to Schebler swung on, fouled out of play. Now, some have said, well, let's even this thing out, which means you can have 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side. Let's make 1 on the grass, 1 on the infield, whatever it is. It's not cheating, Rick. All it is Rich, all it is scouting.
Right, and it's part of the game. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. In fact, if you do the math on it, it probably works out, obviously, for the defense pretty well, the pitcher.
It has taken a lot of sluggers out of the game. Schebler will find a hole, drills one into right field for a base hit. Rutherford is on the run from right field. Schebler with an extra base hit to get the game started will pull up at second with a 2-base hit. 6-time All-Star Joey Votto batting second, left-handed hitter. Schebler starts this game with a double. 2-base hit puts him at second, nobody out. Top of the first, no score. Reds and Sox. Working out of the stretch, Lopez inside.
With Kemp now here in Cincinnati, I should say, with Suarez and Puig, this got to help Votto. He had a bit of a down year last year, but he's still one of the best hitters in the game.
If you post his numbers and you say, all right, I'm going to get a guy that's going to hit 284, 12 homers, 67 RBIs with a high on-base percentage, I think most clubs would say, all right, I'll take that guy. But for Votto, a 6-time National League All-Star, those are just well below his standards. And he has told media and he has told the press that he just doesn't have a lot of help. But that's, again, going to change with Puig and Kemp and Suarez, who's developing into one of the best third basemen in the National League. They're all in this lineup today against Ronaldo Lopez. Runner on second, no score, top of the first inning. Lopez tried to pick the outside corner and misses. Votto 0 for 4. He is looking for his first spring training base hit. People get on him, Rich, for his on-base percentage. They think that Votto would be more valuable if he swung the bat, but he's also just a tremendous on-base guy. Singles towards right field. Schebler around third, waved on in. Reds 1. Sox have yet to bat. We're in the top of the first inning. Give an RBI to Joey Votto on his first spring training hit.
So Ronaldo Lopez trying to get the bugs out early. He gives up a couple of hits, but he'll settle down. His first spring outing takes a while for these veterans to get going. He's now a veteran player. I mean, let's face it. So we'll see what happens the rest of the way. But Kemp is up here, middle of the order. He's got his work cut out the rest of the way here.
Matt Kemp playing left field. Again, he and Puig and Alex Wood and others came over in a big offseason deal, Dodgers and Reds. What I found fascinating about that deal is those two were rivals in the National League West, Rich.
Right.
We were both getting into baseball, and now, of course, they're separated in the Central. But I don't think that trade would have been made years ago. They're not going to trade within the division. It's in the league, but not in the division with that trade with Kemp and Puig and starting catcher Kyle Farmer. And so now Votto has that kind of support that he's been looking for the last couple of years. Kemp hit 290 with the Dodgers last year, had 21 homers, and drove in 85.
And from a Dodgers standpoint, they paired off $35 million, and now their latest news is they're going to make a big pitch for Bryce Harper.
Well, that was the thought immediately, Rich, that, okay, we trade the 2/3 of our outfield, and it's making room for Harper, it has not been done yet. And you tell me today the Giants are trying to get into that three-horse or make it a three-horse race.
The Giants made their second trip to Las Vegas to see Scott Boras. Yesterday, the Dodgers were in Vegas. The Phillies still in the picture. So all of a sudden, Boras has 3 teams bidding, apparently.
And if you had today, right now, to choose one and say this is where I think he's going, Rich King would say that Bryce Harper is going to sign with
Dodgers.
You go Dodgers.
I said in the beginning, and I when they made the trade with Cincinnati, and they kept well, the Dodgers are not going to get him. And why would you do that if you're not going to go after somebody like Harper or Machado? And obviously Machado's done, but Harper's still out there. He'd be a good fit in L.A., I would think.
All right, I'm going to go the other team, and I'm going to take the Phillies.
All right.
Take the Phillies to block. 0-2 on Kemp. 1 run in. Reds lead the White Sox 1-0. Kemp takes inside. He's a 3-time All-Star himself, is Matt Kemp.
Well, it makes sense for either team. Obviously, it makes sense for the Giants, too. The Giants are in a kind of a marketing battle with the Warriors for attention there in the Bay Area. Warriors, of course, the champions in the NBA, and they need a big name.
Lopez works out of the stretch with a run home. Misses high above the letters on right-handed hitting Matt Kemp. Well, Philadelphia's ownership said, we've got stupid money. We've got stupid money to spend, and we're going to spend it. I still say Harper. Rich takes, or I say Harper to the Phillies, and Rich will go Dodgers. And by the time that is answered, the season might be underway, so we'll be about 3,000 miles apart. Pitch is cut out and missed for a strikeout for Yasiel Puig, and they gave him a massive contract, 7-year, $42 million deal. Signed with the Dodgers in 2012. By 2014, just 2 short years later, he was a National League All-Star. But Rich, with his incredible talent, the things he does, and his great personality, there is some baggage as well. He got into some issues in the minor leagues with managers, coaches. He was in Chattanooga when he was making his way up to the Dodgers, and then even in the big leagues, there are stretches where he's got interactions with the fans and teammates and things like that just not 100%. I think is one of the reasons why the Dodgers were able to just include him, and like you said, Rich, to really make room in the outfield for Harper, or more importantly, save that bank account as he takes down low. But that is a massive amount of money for the Cuban. He's now 28 years old, 7-year, $42 million deal. Had not faced one pitch here in the States.
Well, he got off to a great start. In fact, I was in Colorado on a business matter, and took in a game, and he was just bouncing the ball over Coors Field. I think he had a double, triple the game I saw. But then he flattened out a little bit.
Hit 267 for the Dodgers last year, 23 home runs. Dodgers fans loved him. He was a really beloved player out in Hollywood. And again, when the iconic angelic Vin Scully gives you a nickname, it just takes you to a different level. I'd like to hang around Vin for a little while. I don't care what he called me, because all of a sudden it would elevate me. Like if he said, hey, you, okay, that's me, I'm you. That's right. Or, hey, you knucklehead. Great, yeah. I'm the best knucklehead ever because Vin Scully called me one.
Any name will do from him, that's for sure.
That's right. And this was the Wild Horse. First and second against Ronaldo Lopez. Cincinnati batting first inning. A swing by Puig and popped up. And that'll be a souvenir. Well, Puig is 28 years old. It was a 6-player deal in the offseason. You know what's interesting? He still has that number 66. It's a strange baseball number. He had it with the Dodgers. He gets traded. And one thing I read earlier today, he flat out told the media 2 days ago in Cincinnati, I did not try with the Dodgers.
Well, that's Puig.
That's Puig.
That's him all the way. That's probably why they traded him. 7-year, $42 million, and he came out and he said, I wasn't hustling. I didn't try. I wasn't focused on every game. Now, this is a contract year for him. Yeah. So he said he's given Cincinnati everything that he has.
Interesting character, to say the least, with a tremendous amount of talent. But, Rich, maybe the most important piece of talent that anybody will have is the one from your shoulder to the top of your head there. That's the talent that's got to get together. Well, 1-0 Cincinnati.
You got to go all out every game, no question. Every sport, that's obvious. And if you didn't do it, that's a problem.
Lopez would love to get a ground ball double play. Puig, pop up out of play foul.
A lot of pitches here for Ronaldo in the first inning.
Yes.
And obviously they're all in pitch counts here, so he may just go one. We don't know that for sure. But he's laboring a bit in his first outing, but he'll be there.
Donnie Roach is scheduled to pitch behind Lopez. He's got great power, does Puig, to any part of the field, as Rich King mentioned. That's you see the outfield to the right. Infield wants that ground ball double play. Here's Lopez, and the pitch is swung on, and that's softly lined into center. Another base hit for the Reds. Votto around third will be waved home. Throw cut off at short. Rondon onto the third baseman, Moncada, in time to make the tag. That's 2 outs, and then back to second base will go Puig. Not hit hard again, Rich, but these are major league players with major league strength. Derek Dietrich, former Marlin. Left-handed batter, 29 years old. He signed a minor league deal just a short while ago with the Reds. Runner on second base, that's Puig, who advanced on the throw. The White Sox were able to get an out on the bases. The importance of hitting the cutoff man, and that'll be something that certainly is far from overlooked, but more importantly, the way to look at it is they'll be talking about it. Hey, you did a good job executing and cutting down the cutoff man, and on to third base. Shortens up the inning.
Well, the Sox defense in the early going here has been pretty good. No errors in any of the games, and that's a good sign always. Pretty solid fielding. Turned off a big double play yesterday to bail out Jimmy Lambert. Nice play by Abreu, I believe, at first base. So defense so far has been good, and that's put smiles on everybody's face.
Rick Renteria is going to flip his defense a little bit. He put his third baseman at second, his second baseman at third, and only time will tell. We'll see about that experience. I think the outfield defense is going to be fine. Abreu plays well at first. Reds 2, White Sox have yet to hit, but again, a lot of scoring so far in spring training.
Which is typical for Arizona, right?
Yeah.
The ball doesn't break here from the pitcher, and the ball carries well. Bad formula for pitchers.
Left-handed batter against the righty. Change up. High. Check swing did not go. They appeal. 16 home runs last year for Dietrich with the Marlins. Cincinnati signs him to a minor league deal, thinking that he could play not only at second, but he could play the outfield as well. Started his career with Tampa. He's had some big hits with the Marlins over the last few years. A couple of walk-offs, and guy that's got power for an infielder at second. Pickoff at second. That'll be close. That should be in time. They got him. Puig picked off. Good move by Lopez, who probably got the sign from Castillo. And that's one way to kind of shorten up the inning. But Redlegs score a pair. After a half inning of play, it's the Reds 2 and the Sox coming up.